Shalom, family. Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to do something different, so stay tuned to the end. Make sure you listen. Another world drowning in noise. In a generation that celebrates distraction. In an age where evil is normalized and truth is silenced. Wisdom is crying out. But the question is, are you listening? The book of Proverbs is not just ancient poetry. It is a divine manual for survival, a spiritual compass in a time of confusion, a voice of clarity in a culture of chaos. This series is more than education. It's a call to awaken, to rise, to walk with insight, understanding, and fearless faith, because the days are evil. The distractions are many, and the decisions you make today will echo in your future. If you want peace in the storm, if you want clarity in the darkness, if you want to live wise, walk strong, and finish faithful, then this is your moment. Let the words of Proverbs pierce your heart, renew your mind, and ignite your spirit. Verse by verse, truth by truth, we're going to war against foolishness, ignorance, and fear, because now is the time to build, to focus, to obey, to become who YAHUAH created you to be. Let's begin. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. This isn't just ancient wisdom, it's royal counsel from the wisest man who ever lived, given to us by the Most High through Solomon. These words aren't casual, they are divine keys for life. Wisdom is not a luxury, it's survival in a world gone blind. Proverbs 1:2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. The purpose of Proverbs is clear, to teach you wisdom, to train your mind in discernment, and to shape your life in understanding. Wisdom is the light in the middle of this global darkness. Don't just seek information, seek understanding. That's where power lives. Proverbs 1:3. To receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. Wisdom isn't just about intellect, it's about character. When you receive instruction, you learn to walk in justice, judgment, and fairness. That's how you lead in these last days. Real power isn't in control, it's in righteousness. Proverbs 1:4. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. Even if you're young or feel inexperienced, Proverbs levels the playing field. It sharpens your mind and gives you strategy for life, quiet power that most will never understand. Age doesn't make you wise, application does. Proverbs 1:5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. The wise never stop listening. Growth is a choice, and the truly wise are those who keep learning and lean on wise guidance. In chaos, your ears become your advantage. The loudest man in the room isn't the wisest, the best listener is. Proverbs 1:6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Wisdom reveals what others can't see, hidden truths, layered meanings, and the coded insight of the spiritually alert. Proverbs trains your spirit to decode the times. Spiritual intelligence unlocks what natural eyes can't see. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. All wisdom starts with reverence. If you don't fear Yahuwah, you'll never walk in true knowledge. Fools laugh at wisdom, but those who fear him become unshakable. The fear of Yah is your compass in a world with no map. Proverbs 1:8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. We're in a time where parental guidance is often ignored. The word says, honor the wisdom passed down. Obedience to righteous parents plants seeds for future harvests. Honor isn't old-fashioned. It's the soil where legacy grows. Proverbs 1:9. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. Wisdom becomes your crown. It's your spiritual jewelry. People will recognize the grace you carry when you walk in truth and humility. The most valuable thing you wear is not fashion, it's wisdom. Proverbs 1:10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. This is a warning for these days. Not everything that looks good is good. When evil calls your name, silence it with wisdom. Say no, even if you're standing alone. The strong don't always fight back. They walk away. Proverbs 1:11. If they say, "Come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause." Temptation often comes disguised in friendship. People will invite you to join schemes, hurt others, chase fast money. But remember, evil never comes without consequences. Stay pure. The invitation to do wrong always looks good until the price is due. Proverbs 1:12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. Sin always overpromises. It wants to consume, devour, and destroy. Don't get dragged into destruction disguised as opportunity. What you join in darkness, you'll mourn in daylight. Proverbs 1:13. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Quick wealth from wickedness is bait for bondage. The enemy uses greed to destroy generations. Don't trade your integrity for a temporary gain. If you didn't earn it with honor, you'll lose it with sorrow. Proverbs 1:14. Casting our lot among us, let us all have one purse. This is the trap of the crowd. The world says, let's all get rich together. But wisdom says, separate yourself from evil, even if you walk alone. If the crowd is headed toward destruction, be brave enough to walk the other way. Proverbs 1:15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. This is your divine red light. Don't even start walking down the road. Temptation is easier to resist at the door than in the room. Your direction determines your destination. Choose wisely. Proverbs 1:16. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Some people are in a rush to do wrong. Don't run with them. They sprint towards sin, but you're called to walk in purpose. Speed means nothing if you're going the wrong way. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. Even a bird knows not to fly into a visible trap. So how much more should we avoid the obvious traps of sin and compromise? If you can see the trap and still walk in, it's no longer deception. It's self-destruction. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 18. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. The wicked end up falling into their own pit. Evil rebounds. Those who plan destruction end up destroying themselves. You can't dig a grave for someone else without getting dirt on your own hands. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 19. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Greed is a silent killer. It looks like ambition, but it drains your soul and blinds your judgment. Learn to be content and walk in purpose, not pressure. What greed gives you fast, wisdom helps you keep forever. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. Wisdom is not hiding. She's crying out in public through truth, correction, and conviction. But are we listening? Wisdom isn't silent. It's our ears that are deaf. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, right at the gates, where decisions are made, where people enter and exit. Wisdom is standing, calling, offering life. We just have to pause and listen. Before every big decision, wisdom is whispering, Make sure you're still enough to hear her. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Wisdom confronts us. How long will we stay immature? How long will we mock truth and reject growth? The time to grow up is now. Comfort is the enemy of change. Growth requires movement. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Correction is a gift. If you respond to it, wisdom promises revelation and overflow. YAHUAH wants to pour his spirit and truth on those who turn back to him. Correction is the door to the deeper things of God. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Wisdom is always calling. But if we keep ignoring her, there comes a time when the opportunity passes. Don't let your delay become your downfall. The greatest regret isn't failure. It's ignoring wisdom when it called. Proverbs 1:25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Rejecting wisdom has a cost. When we despise correction, we invite chaos. Wisdom isn't for decoration, it's for direction. You can't expect peace while rejecting the voice that brings it. Proverbs 1:26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. A hard truth. There comes a point when rejected wisdom withdraws. When fear and destruction hit, you realize too late. Wisdom was your lifeline. The time to prepare is before the storm, not during it. Proverbs 1:27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish coming upon you, ignoring truth creates consequences that come like a whirlwind, fast and devastating. This is a warning, not to scare you, but to save you. Wisdom is protection. Ignore it, and life becomes survival. Proverbs 1:28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. There's a time when it's too late to seek wisdom. Don't wait for the crash to look for the manual. Seek now while the door is open. Don't delay repentance. Grace is a window, not a wall. Proverbs 1:29. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. The downfall comes from rejecting YAHUAH and hating truth. Wisdom was available, they just didn't want it. The fear of the Lord is not optional, it's survival. The most dangerous choice is choosing comfort over conviction. Proverbs 1:30. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. To despise correction is to despise your own future. Counsel is protection, and those who reject it walk blind into destruction. Those who reject counsel will eventually cry for rescue. Proverbs 1:31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. Every decision has fruit. You will eat what you plant, good or bad. Wisdom gives you the power to choose your harvest. You can't choose your consequences, only your choices. Proverbs 1:32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. It's not always failure that kills, it's comfort. Prosperity without wisdom is dangerous. Don't let ease pull you away from truth. Not all success is safe. Without wisdom, it can destroy you. Proverbs 1:33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Here's the promise. If you listen to wisdom, you'll walk in safety. While others panic, you'll be anchored. Peace is the reward of those who choose wisdom. Obedience to wisdom is the safest place on earth. You just heard the cry of wisdom. You've been warned, instructed, encouraged, and equipped. But this is just the beginning. Proverbs chapter 1 laid the foundation. It showed us that the fear of YAHUAH is the beginning of knowledge. And now the journey continues. There's more to learn, more to unlearn, more to become. The word is getting louder, but you are being called to get wiser. Don't stop here. Don't scroll away. Don't go back to the noise. Let the word dwell in you richly. Let truth shape your thoughts and guide your feet. Let wisdom make you unshakable in these uncertain times. Because the same voice that cried in chapter 1 is speaking again in chapter 2. And trust me, what's coming next will stretch your understanding, sharpen your vision, and deepen your walk. So prepare your heart, clear the distractions, and join me as we continue this journey into the mind of wisdom, verse by verse, word by word, until the foolishness of this world is cast down. See you in Proverbs chapter 2. In chapter 1, we heard wisdom cry out. We were warned about the traps of evil. We were reminded that the fear of YAHUAH is the beginning of knowledge. We saw how the world mocks truth, how foolishness is loud, but wisdom is louder for those willing to listen. Now, in Proverbs chapter 2, something shifts. This is the chapter of pursuit. The Most High doesn't just want you to hear wisdom. He wants you to seek it, chase it, and live by it. This is where growth happens. This is where your path becomes clear. This is where divine understanding begins to shape your destiny. So get ready, because this chapter will challenge you to dig deep, stay focused, and walk the narrow path of the wise. Let's begin. Proverbs 2:1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee. Wisdom begins with a decision to receive and to hide, not just to hear, but to store. The word must live in you, not just around you. You grow spiritually when the word stops being a visitor and becomes a resident. Proverbs 2:2. So that thou incline thine ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart unto understanding. This is more than listening. It's leaning in. It's applying your heart, not just your head. Wisdom requires full attention and full surrender. Where your ear leans, your life follows. Proverbs 2:3. Yea, if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding, cry out for it. Don't seek casually, seek desperately. Lift your voice in prayer, in hunger and desire. The Most High answers those who press in. What you whisper about won't change your life. What you cry for will. Proverbs 2:4. If thou seek her as silver and search for her as for hid treasures. Most people search for money, not wisdom, but wisdom is the true treasure. Chase it like your life depends on it, because it does. Don't chase riches, chase what makes you rich in spirit. Proverbs 2:5. Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of Yah. If you truly pursue wisdom, you'll discover the fear of Yah, the holy reverence that brings real knowledge and spiritual authority. The fear of YAHUAH is not fear to run away. It's fear that keeps you close. Proverbs 2:6. For YAHUAH giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. True wisdom doesn't come from books, blogs, or experts. It comes from the mouth of YAHUAH. Stay close to him and you'll never lack direction. The closer you are to his voice, the clearer your path becomes. Proverbs 2:7. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. Yah stores wisdom like treasure for the righteous, and for those who walk upright, he becomes a shield, a divine protector. Righteousness is your access code to divine protection. Proverbs 2:8. He keep the paths of judgment and preserve the way of his saints. When you walk in wisdom, you're not walking alone. Yah guards your steps and preserves your way, even when the world collapses around you. The wise don't just survive, they are preserved. Proverbs 2:9. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yea, every good path. Wisdom opens your eyes. Suddenly you see what's right, what's just, what's fair. It shows you every good path. even when the world offers shortcuts. Wisdom doesn't just show you what's good, it guides you to walk in it. Proverbs 2:10. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul. When wisdom moves from your head to your heart, something shifts. Truth becomes your joy. Discernment becomes your peace. When wisdom lives in your heart, confusion can't live in your life. Proverbs 2:11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. Wisdom doesn't just bless you, it protects you. It keeps you from falling into traps and helps you walk steady in unstable times. Wisdom doesn't make life easy, it makes it safer. Proverbs 2:12. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things. There are voices that twist truth and promote evil. Wisdom saves you from their influence and guards you from their plans. Wisdom will deliver you from people your emotions would have welcomed. Proverbs 2:13. Who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. Some once walked right, but now walk in darkness. Wisdom helps you recognize when someone's path no longer matches their words. Discernment sees the difference between who someone was and who they've become. Proverbs 2:14. Who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked. This generation laughs at evil, but those who walk with YAHUAH mourn what others celebrate. Wisdom keeps your heart soft in a hard world. When your heart breaks for what breaks his, you know wisdom is working. Proverbs 2:15. Whose ways are crooked and they froward in their paths. There are crooked paths that seem straight until it's too late. Wisdom shows you the end from the beginning so you can walk in truth. Without wisdom, you won't know you're lost until you're destroyed. Proverbs 2:16. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Wisdom keeps you from seduction, whether it's lust, money, fame, or pride. Flattery is a trap, and only wisdom can expose it. Not everything that sounds good is good for you. Proverbs 2:17. Which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her God. Wisdom reveals the danger of those who abandon their spiritual roots. Never forget the covenant that keeps you grounded in truth. The moment you forget your covenant is the moment you forfeit your covering. Proverbs 2:18. For her house inclineth unto death, and her paths unto the dead. The path of seduction may feel good, but it ends in destruction. Wisdom doesn't just show you the entrance, it shows you the exit. Every pleasure has a path. Wisdom shows you where it ends. Proverbs 2:19. None that go unto her return again, neither take they hold of the paths of life. Some never recover. Some choices are that deep. This is why wisdom is urgent, because it can save you from a fall you might not rise from. Some mistakes aren't lessons, they're lifetimes. Choose wisdom early. Proverbs 2:20. That thou mayest walk in the way of good men and keep the paths of the righteous. Wisdom connects you to legacy. It keeps you on the same path walked by the righteous who came before you. You're not alone. You're walking in history. When you walk in wisdom, you walk in the footsteps of the faithful. Proverbs 2:21. For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it. This is the promise. Those who walk in righteousness will remain. When the storms hit, they'll still be standing. Wickedness might rise fast, but righteousness endures. Proverbs 2:22. But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it. There's coming a separation. The wicked may look strong now, but they will be uprooted. Stay planted in wisdom, and you will not be moved. When judgment comes, only the rooted will remain. This is the power of Proverbs Chapter 2. Wisdom doesn't just inform you, it transforms you, it preserves you, and it positions you. If Chapter 1 was the warning, Chapter 2 is the invitation. So don't stop now. Keep seeking, keep listening, Keep growing, because in chapter 3, we unlock the blessings of trusting in Yah with all your heart. And that's where everything begins to shift. See you in Proverbs Chapter 3. Shalom, family. Chapter 1, Wisdom Called Out. In Chapter 2, we learned to pursue it, like hidden treasure. Now, in Chapter 3, we're given divine instruction for how to live out wisdom daily. This is more than head knowledge. This is heart transformation. Proverbs 3 reveals how obedience brings peace, how trusting YAHUAH brings direction, and how honoring Him brings overflow. If you've ever asked, how do I live wisely in a foolish world? This chapter is your answer. Let's break it down, verse by verse, line by line, until wisdom becomes your way of life. Proverbs 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Don't just remember God's word, keep it in your heart. It's not about rules, it's about relationship. The commandments are your compass. When the word lives in your heart, wisdom flows through your life. Proverbs 3, verse 2. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Obedience isn't bondage, it's blessing. The commandments add long life and peace, even in chaotic times. The word doesn't take life from you, it multiplies it. Proverbs 3, verse 3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Let your life be anchored in mercy and truth. Wear them like armor. Live them like law. That's how you become a light in dark days. When you walk in mercy and truth, you reflect the heart of YAHUAH. Proverbs 3, verse 4. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Walking in wisdom brings favor with both heaven and earth. Live right and doors will open you didn't even knock on. When you seek favor from God, man will recognize it. Proverbs 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Let go of your logic and lean on His leadership. Your understanding is limited, but His plan is perfect. Trust is surrender. Faith is your strength. Proverbs 3, verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. I acknowledge YAHUAH in everything, not just the big stuff. And He will give you divine direction. No guesswork, just guidance. When you put Him first, He puts your path in order. Proverbs 3, 7. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Most High and depart from evil. Don't trust your own pride. Real wisdom starts with humility and a holy fear of the Most High. That's your shield. Arrogance blinds. Reverence opens your eyes. Proverbs 3:8. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. Wisdom doesn't just bless your mind, it strengthens your body. Ruth brings peace. Peace brings health. When your soul is aligned, your body will thrive. Proverbs 3:9. Honor the Most High with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thy increase. Put Yah first in your finances. Give from your first, not your leftovers. Honoring him positions you for overflow. What you do with the first determines what happens to the rest. Proverbs 3:10. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. This is a promise. Honor brings abundance. The world is chasing success, but those who honor Yah receive supernatural provision. Obedience attracts overflow. Proverbs 3:11. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. Don't resist correction. It's love in disguise. Yah corrects those he's preparing for something greater. Correction isn't rejection, it's refinement. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighted. Correction is proof that he delights in you. It's not punishment, it's protection. His discipline proves his devotion. Proverbs 3:13. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. True happiness isn't in money or success, it's in wisdom and understanding. That's the real treasure. Joy is the fruit of wisdom. Proverbs 3:14. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. Wisdom is worth more than money. You can lose silver and gold, but the wisdom you carry will rebuild everything you lost and more. Wisdom is the only wealth that never crashes. Proverbs 3:15. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. No desire, no status, no possession compares to wisdom. She is your most valuable possession in a world full of distractions. When you have wisdom, you already have what others are chasing. Proverbs 3:16. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Wisdom offers what the world promises but can't deliver. Long life, riches, and honor, and she offers it with peace, not stress. What wisdom gives, no man can take. Proverbs 3:17. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. When you walk in wisdom, you walk in peace, not pressure. Her path is pleasant, even when life is hard, because Yah walks it with you. Wisdom doesn't remove the storm, it gives you peace in the middle of it. Proverbs 3:18. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. Wisdom is not just helpful, it's life-giving. It feeds your spirit, roots your faith, and brings lasting joy to those who hold on to it. Cling to wisdom like your life depends on it, because it does. Proverbs 3:19. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth. By understanding hath he established the heavens. The same wisdom that created the universe is available to you. You're not just learning, you're aligning with divine intelligence. When you walk in wisdom, you walk in the blueprint of creation. Proverbs 3:20. By his knowledge, the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. Even nature responds to his wisdom. If oceans and clouds move by his knowledge, imagine what he can do with your life if you trust him. Creation follows the wisdom of his creator. So should we. Proverbs 3:21. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. Don't let wisdom leave your vision. Keep her in front of you daily. Focus brings freedom. What stays in your sight will shape your steps. Proverbs 3:22. So shall they be life unto thy soul and grace to thy neck. Wisdom brings soul life and visible grace. It nourishes you internally and elevates you externally. What feeds your soul eventually favors your life. Proverbs 3:23. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. With wisdom, your walk becomes steady. You'll stop tripping over what used to take you out. The path is still narrow, but wisdom makes it stable. Proverbs 3:24. When thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Wisdom brings real rest, not just sleep, but peace. No more fear at night, no more torment in your mind, just peace. When your mind is ruled by wisdom, your sleep is ruled by peace. Proverbs 3:25. Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. Even when chaos hits the world, you don't have to fear. The wisdom of YAHUAH prepares you before the storm even starts. Fear reacts, wisdom prepares. Proverbs 3:26. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Your confidence isn't in systems, it's in the Savior. He will keep you from traps you didn't even see coming. Confidence in Yah makes you unshakable. Proverbs 3:27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thy hand to do it. When you have the power to bless, bless. Don't delay, don't hold back. Wisdom is generous, not selfish. The wise give what others would keep. Proverbs 3:28. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give when thou hast it by thee. Don't procrastinate doing good. Delay can become disobedience. If you can help now, help now. Obedience delayed is opportunity lost. Proverbs 3:29. Devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Wisdom is not manipulative. Don't plot, don't deceive. Let your relationships be marked by integrity and peace. Your neighbor's peace is your test of character. Proverbs 3:30. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Don't go looking for conflict. Walk in peace, even when others provoke you. If you envy the wicked, you'll inherit their end. Proverbs 3:32. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. YAHUAH reveals his secrets to the righteous. That's why the world is confused and his people are preserved. You don't need to know everything, just walk with the one who does. Proverbs 3:33. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Your home is either blessed or burdened. Wisdom builds a home YAHUAH delights to dwell in. A house built on wisdom is a house heaven protects. Proverbs 3:34. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. Mockers may laugh now, but Yah gives grace to the humble. Stay low, and he'll lift you high. The path up is always down. Proverbs 3:35. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. Wisdom ends in glory. Fools may get followers, but wisdom gets favor. Choose your inheritance wisely. Fools go viral. Wisdom goes eternal. This is Proverbs Chapter 3, a roadmap for living in peace, walking in power, and trusting Yah with your whole heart. If Chapter 2 taught us to chase wisdom, Chapter 3 teaches us to live it out in our decisions, our giving, our trust, and our relationships. Now, get ready. Because in Chapter 4, the call to wisdom becomes urgent. You'll learn how to guard your heart, walk straight, and never look back. See you in Proverbs Chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 3 taught us how to trust YAHUAH. Proverbs chapter 4 is your call to action. This chapter is urgent. It's a father's voice crying out to his children, saying, listen, remember, guard your heart. We are in a generation that listens to everything except the voice of wisdom. But this chapter is a spiritual alarm. It's a warning. It's an invitation. It's a roadmap out of destruction and into destiny. Let's break it down verse by verse. And let every word bring you back to the path of life. Let's begin. Proverbs 4:1. Hear ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. Wisdom starts with hearing. Real sons and daughters don't just listen, they lean in. If you want understanding, you gotta pay attention. What you honor, you'll understand. Proverbs 4:2. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. The word is not outdated, it's good doctrine. Don't trade the truth for trends. What Yah says still stands. Truth doesn't expire, only attention to it does. Proverbs 4:3. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. Wisdom is generational. It was passed to Solomon, and now it's being passed to you. Honor the legacy of truth. Wisdom is a baton. Don't drop it. Proverbs 4:4. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words. Keep my commandments and live. This isn't just about hearing. It's about retaining. Keep his word in your heart, and it will keep you alive. What you remember in your heart will rescue you in crisis. Proverbs 4:5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Get it, don't forget it, and don't walk away from it. You've got to fight to keep wisdom close in a foolish world. Wisdom doesn't stick unless you pursue it. Proverbs 4:6. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is a protector. The more you love her, the more she keeps you from danger, deception, and destruction. Loving wisdom is choosing life. Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Don't chase money, fame, or influence. Chase wisdom. It's the main thing. It unlocks everything else. Get it all, but get wisdom first. Proverbs 4:8. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. Promotion doesn't come from people, it comes from wisdom. Exalt her, and she'll raise you. Wisdom doesn't chase platforms. Platforms follow wisdom. Proverbs 4:9. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Wisdom will crown your life. Grace becomes your covering. Glory becomes your portion. No striving, just favor. Wisdom dresses you in what the world can't buy. Proverbs 4:10. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. Long life isn't just about health, it's about hearing. When you receive his words, you receive life. Every verse you obey adds to your years. Proverbs 4:11. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. Yah doesn't leave you guessing. He shows you the right path. Wisdom isn't vague. It's clear. It's righteous. It's proven. Wisdom always leads. You just have to follow. Proverbs 4:12. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. When you walk with wisdom, you don't stumble. You stride. You move with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Wisdom doesn't rush. It runs with direction. Proverbs 4:13. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Hold on tight. Don't let go. Wisdom is your lifeline in a drowning generation. Let go of distractions. Grab hold of instruction. Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Wisdom doesn't just tell you where to go, it tells you where not to go. Some paths feel right, but lead straight to destruction. Don't even enter. Don't flirt with evil. You can't walk with Yah if you're holding hands with darkness. Proverbs 4:15. Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. YAHUAH doesn't just say stay away. He says run from it. Detour, turn around, get as far from wickedness as you can. If you have to ask if it's wrong, you're already too close. Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Evil people are driven to destroy. They can't rest unless someone else is falling. Protect your peace. Stay away. Some people rest in evil. Wisdom teaches you to rest in righteousness. Proverbs 4:17. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. What they feast on is corruption. They're nourished by chaos. Don't sit at their table. You become what you consume. Choose your diet wisely. Proverbs 4:18. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more into the perfect day. The path of the righteous is progressive light. It gets brighter and brighter. Wisdom leads you from glory to glory. Every step in righteousness reveals more of the way. Proverbs 4:19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. They're tripping over their own lives, and they don't even see it. Don't follow blind guides. Without wisdom, you'll keep falling and never know why. Proverbs 4:20. My son, attend to my words. Incline thine ear unto my sayings. Bend your ear toward the voice of wisdom. Block out the noise and listen to truth. The loudest voice shouldn't lead you. The wisest one should. Proverbs 4:21. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. Keep his words in front of your eyes and inside your heart. What you stare at will shape you. What fills your heart will guide your hands. Proverbs 4:22. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. This word is life-giving and healing, not just spiritually, but emotionally, physically, mentally. Wisdom heals. The word is both your medicine and your map. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. This is the command. Guard your heart. Don't let everything in. Your heart is the wellspring of your destiny. You don't lose your life in one moment. You leak it through an unguarded heart. Proverbs 4:24. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Your words shape your world. Stop speaking recklessly. Wisdom speaks life, not manipulation, gossip, or doubt. A wise heart trains a clean mouth. Proverbs 4:25. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Stay focused. Don't look to the left or right. Distraction is the enemy of destiny. Eyes fixed forward will not stumble sideways. Proverbs 4:26. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Think about where you're going. Don't just walk. Walk with wisdom. Every step matters. Where you step today builds where you stand tomorrow. Proverbs 4:27. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. Stay on course. Even a little detour can destroy years of progress. Remove your foot from evil now. One wrong step can cost a righteous life. Stay planted in purpose. This is Proverbs Chapter 4. It's not just a teaching, it's a warning. It's a father's cry. Guard your heart. Choose the path of wisdom. Don't look back. In Chapter 1, we were invited. In chapter 2, we were instructed. In chapter 3, we were trained to trust. But in chapter 4, we're told to protect what we've gained. Now the foundation has been laid, and in chapter 5, the warnings go deeper. The path of destruction gets exposed, and the truth will cut through every lie. See you in Proverbs chapter 5. Stay wise, stay guarded, stay grounded. In chapter 4, we were commanded to guard our hearts, to walk with purpose, and to stay far from the wicked path. But now, in Proverbs chapter 5, the warning becomes sharper. This chapter exposes seduction, not just physical temptation, but every voice, every distraction, and every system that tries to lure you away from the path of life. This is a message our generation desperately needs. Don't be deceived. Let's break it down, line by line, truth by truth, so we don't fall for what looks good but leads to death. Let's begin. Proverbs 5:1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding. This isn't optional. Pay attention. Bow your ear. Wisdom is speaking, but you have to choose to listen. You can't walk in wisdom if you're distracted by noise. Proverbs 5:2. That thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. Wisdom doesn't just change your thoughts, it controls your mouth. It gives you discretion, when to speak and when to stay silent. Discretion is strength in disguise. Proverbs 5:3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Temptation sounds sweet, smooth, seductive, convincing. But not everything sweet is safe. If it flatters your flesh but poisons your future, it's a trap. Proverbs 5:4. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. What started sweet turns deadly. Her words cut deep. Sin always looks better at the beginning. Sin always overpromises and underdelivers. Proverbs 5:5. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. This path isn't just wrong, it's destructive. Following temptation leads you straight to spiritual death. Every step toward temptation is a step away from purpose. Proverbs 5:6. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. There's no stability in seduction. Her path shifts and slides. If you follow her, you'll lose your footing in life. Wickedness never walks in a straight line. Proverbs 5:7. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Wisdom is pleading. Listen now, don't wait. Obedience delayed is destruction invited. The time to obey is always now. Proverbs 5:8. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. Don't get close. Don't entertain it. Don't scroll. Don't flirt. Don't play. Run. What you tolerate today will trap you tomorrow. Proverbs 5:9. Lest thou give thy honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Fall into seduction, and you'll lose your honor, time, and legacy. It's not worth it. Sin is expensive. It will cost you what you can't afford to lose. Proverbs 5:10. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. You work for it, someone else enjoys it. Temptation robs you in slow motion. What you build without wisdom will be stolen by sin. Proverbs 5:11. And thou mourn at the last, When thy flesh and thy body are consumed, the end of sin is always regret. It breaks the body, scars the soul, and kills peace. Don't trade temporary pleasure for eternal pain, Proverbs 5:12, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof. Don't wait until it's too late to appreciate correction. Ignoring wisdom now leads to regret later. Correction feels hard, but regret hits harder, Proverbs 5:13. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. The voice of wisdom was there, but you didn't listen. Don't let that be your story. Every warning ignored is a pain accepted, Proverbs 5:14. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Even in the presence of truth, you can still fall if you're not careful. Being around wisdom isn't the same as obeying it. You can sit in the assembly and still walk in destruction, Proverbs 5:15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and running waters out of thine own well. Be satisfied with what Yah has given you. Don't search for pleasure in someone else's well. Guard your covenant. Contentment is protection. Discontentment is a doorway for the enemy, Proverbs 5:16. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets. When you walk in purity and faithfulness, your life becomes a blessing to others, overflowing with purpose. Private purity creates public blessing, Proverbs 5:17. Let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. Keep what is sacred. Sacred. Your love, your intimacy, your covenant. Don't let outsiders pollute it. What's holy should never be shared with what's unholy. Proverbs 5:18. Let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. There's joy in faithful love. Rejoice in what Yah has given you. Honor the covenant. Protect the blessing. Gratitude protects what lust destroys. Proverbs 5:19. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. The word doesn't shy away from passion, but it anchors it in covenant. Yah designed real love to satisfy deeply within boundaries. Don't seek a thrill, pursue the covenant. Proverbs 5:20. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Rhetorical question. Why trade what's yours for what's forbidden? Why embrace a stranger when you already have a blessing at home? The counterfeit always costs more than the covenant. Proverbs 5:21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. YAHUAH sees everything, not just your actions, but your motives. Walk in wisdom, not secrets. You may hide from people, but never from purpose. Proverbs 5:22. His own iniquities shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. Sin is a trap. It binds, it holds, it owns. What starts as freedom becomes chains. Stay free by walking clean. Sin doesn't just visit, it builds a prison. Proverbs 5:23. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. When you reject correction, you walk toward death, even if you feel alive. Wisdom isn't just a good idea, it's a matter of life and death. Fools die full of ideas, but empty of instruction. This is Proverbs Chapter 5, a chapter that confronts the secret sins of the heart, a chapter that warns against smooth words and seductive traps. YAHUAH is not trying to control you, he's trying to protect you. What looks good can lead to death, but what's rooted in wisdom will lead you to life, joy, and blessing. Chapter 5 reminds us, your decisions today shape your destiny tomorrow. And now, get ready, because Chapter 6 will expose the habits that Yah hates. and teach us how to walk with clean hands and a wise heart. See you in Proverbs Chapter 6. Stay focused, stay faithful, stay free. Shalom, family.